Hello, so this is on taking clear, readable notes. Whether you want to succeed in school or you want to be the top of your professional career, effective note taking is a valuable skill for retaining and recalling information. So there's actually a process to this. So part one is being prepared. Uh, gather your note taking material. It may sound pretty basic, but it's important to have all your note taking materials organized and ready to go before the start of class, meeting, or lecture. If you're writing with paper and pens, make sure you have a notebook with plenty of blank pages and extra writing utensils. If you're using a laptop, make sure it's fully charged and that you can sit near a power outlet. If you wear glasses, make sure you have them with you in case the person writes down any information on the black whiteboard. If you bring your glasses, make sure to bring a small microfiber cloth so that you're able to clean them. Also remember to position yourself in an area in the room where you can effectively see and hear the speaker. So come prepared. Before you come to class, lecture, or meeting, make sure you review your notes from the last meeting or the last time around. This will bring you fully up to speed and ready to pick up where you left off. If you were advised to do any background reading and to prepare for class, make sure you read the material. Remember the old adage, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. So you also want to be an active listener when note taking. Many people make the mistake of mindlessly taking down every word without really comprehending what is being said. Instead, make an effort to understand the topic while you're in class. Focus on what's really being said. Then ask questions if you don't understand. Determine the best time to ask a question, then raise your hand to get the instructor's attention. Do your best to understand the information during class so you don't have to work so hard during the review. Take notes by hand. Although taking notes on your laptop is convenient, research shows note takers actually retain information better when they take notes by hand. This may be because people typing on a laptop tend to transcribe every word without understanding the meaning, while people writing by hand are forced to pick out relevant information in order to keep up. If you do take notes by a laptop, don't try to write down every word. Make sure you're understanding the meaning of what's being said. Think about it. If you find something confusing now, you'll find it twice as confusing during your note review later. So that was part one. Part two is making the best notes possible. So focus on key words or concepts. The most important change you can make to improve your note-taking skills is to focus solely on taking down keywords and concepts. Identify the most relevant information, think about what you want to retain, and prioritize any new information. Use the question, answer, evidence method. This is a very effective method for taking notes. It focuses you to engage with the material as you write it. It allows it to describe the topic in your own words. Instead of copying down line after line, and listen carefully to what the speaker is saying and make an effort to understand the material. Once done that, formulate your notes as a series of questions raised by the material, then fill in your own answers. For example, if the question was, what is the central theme of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, the answer could be, more than a tragic love story, Romeo and Juliet is about the consequences of holding grudges. Then underneath this answer, you could provide evidence for your conclusion by pointing to all specific examples within the text. So, use shorthand. The average student writes 1 out of 3 words per second, while the average speaker speaks at a rate of 2 out of 3 words per second. Therefore, developing your own system of shorthand writing can help you write more efficiently and avoid falling back. So you could try things like WD for would, CD for could, W with dash for with. Those ones are common, but it's about what works for you. So then you can make your notes visually appealing. You will be reluctant to go back and study your notes if they are messy, disorganized, and difficult to read. So it's important that they look nice. Always start with a fresh page. You'll find your notes much easier to read if you start with a fresh blank page for each new class or topic. Make sure your writing is legible. Use wide margins and use symbols and diagrams. This will help, like arrows, dots, boxes. This will actually especially help if you're a visual learner. You can also color code your notes. Many people find that adding a splash of color to their notes helps to make the information more readable and easier to retain. This is due to the fact that color stimulates the creative side of your brain, making your notes more interesting and therefore easier to retain. So I use different colored G2 pens. Okay, and then take notes from your textbooks. After the class or lecture, you may want to supplement your notes with information from the textbook. Preview the material, actively read the text, take notes. Okay, now part 3, reviewing your notes. Review your notes later in the day. Reviewing your notes after class or later the same day will help you retain the information much more effectively. You don't need to study them intensively, just spend another 15 to 20 minutes going back over them each night. Fill in the blanks, use your review time, write a summary if you know. You can also help you test yourself on the understanding of the material that you have written in your notes. You can also memorize your notes. Line by line method, there's a story method where you can keep a story. So like, for example, if you wanted to remember the first 3 elements in the group 1 of the periodic table, which is hydrogen, helium, and lithium, you could use the following story. Harriet and Henry went to the library, H.H. Dell. It doesn't have to make sense. You can also use mnemonic devices is a good way to remember too. Simply take the first letter of each word you wish to remember and come up with a short sentence. So, for example, to remember the lines of a musical staff, E, G, B, D, F, you could use every good boy does fine. So that's it. Thanks for watching.